I have seen multiple videos similar to the one I'm going to show you in a minute, and then I will tell you once again. Just judge for yourself.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
It's a hard line when you're an import, baby boy. It's hard times when you ain't sent for braces. Feed the belly of the beast with they pitchforks. Rich chores done by the people that get ignored.
Now listen, I don't see color Germans. They work overtime. I can't, like, you know, when I see videos like this, I'm like, oh, they were like a bunch of people that came up with this idea of maybe just one person, I don't know. They brought this to the table and others were like, yeah, that's good. That's good. On top of that, they then went around to look for everyone with a migration background. And we're like, hey, come. We would like to tokenize you for a video. You don't really have a chance because we want to show that we are not racist. And you work here, right? Let's go. That's what happened. You cannot convince me that that's not what happened. Are y'all fucking out of your mind? Now again, you might be like, oh, Nicole, you always complain. Yeah, because you give me enough to complain about. I'm sorry. 95% of my content is like reaction to your nonsense. So if you stop being stupid, I will have a lot less to talk about. Clear? Okay. Now, to the people that would be like, oh, but you know, they're just trying to show. Show what? What are they showing? We know that Germany is a country that was built with the label of migration after World War II. I know we had the German Trümmerfrauen that did their part. I'm not debating that. But without immigration, Germany would have never ever been able to recover economically, financially, and socially. Just saying, okay? Now then another reason to complain about this video is how do we classify migration background? And you know how most people do that? By your looks. That's point one, which is racial stereotyping. Racial profiling, if you wish. But I'm not saying that this happened here. I'm saying that anybody that doesn't have a German passport or, which both of it is rubbish, doesn't look German, is being considered a migrant. Or someone that has a German passport, but your parents don't. Or your parents came here at some point in their lives and they gave birth to you here, or they brought you along and you were born somewhere else. But at some point in history, your family came to Germany. That can even be your grandparents. That's how Germany classifies a migration background. Some of these people, I can assure you, because at the moment I'm seeing a lot of videos like this. I wish I could all block them off, but I can't. Some of these videos, some of these people, they might have never left Germany. German might be their mother language, their first language they ever spoke. They were born here, they were raised here, they know nothing but Germany. And still they will be like, oh, you integrated so well. Oh, you speak so well. Or where are you actually from? And that everyday racism does not stop because you all made some fucking ass stupid videos showing how empty your hospitals or restaurants would be if people with a migration background would not be existing. We know because there have been similar videos like this in the past. Remember when Germans came up with the whole, let's empty the shelves in our supermarkets of any product that has any non-German influence, and guess the fuck what? The supermarket was wiped empty. That one I kind of understood because at least you don't have to tokenize human beings. But this one is a whole new level of I don't see color. Every time I think, oh, Germans cannot, you cannot be more insensitive. Shit like this happens. Every single time shit like this happens. Germany is a country that has always flourished on foreign labor. Always. On the other hand, Germany is also a country that is very quick to question anybody that doesn't look German. And that can be dark hair, dark eyes, a slight tan, that can be a hijab, that can be a beard, that can be literally anything that does look remotely non-white. And those videos and society do not align. And do you know why these videos are problematic to begin with? Because companies like this like to tokenize their non-German workers, but what anti-racism, anti-discrimination policies do you actually have in your companies? How do you implement them? How often do you give your companies or your employees trainings? How do you sensitize? How do you make sure your white employees are sensitive towards racism, microaggressions, racial stereotyping? How do you ensure that your white employees step up and step in when, especially in hospitals, people of color, indigenous people, black people are racially being stereotyped by fucking patients that are hanging on to their last breath and still find the strength in their lungs to be racist and call the black co-worker the N-word? How do you stand up for these people and against the racism that you are allegedly so against? You don't. I know that you don't. And that's the point. That's the point. When it comes to show the world how you're not racist, you can go around and tokenize your non-white employees, no matter if they're Germans or not, because anybody that holds a German passport should not be in this video, But based on your classification of migration, anybody, even if those people hold German passports right from the moment they escape the womb, to you, they are migrants because they don't look what you think a German should look like. You too are inherently racist, but found yourself non-racist enough to make a bullshit ass video like this. How many times have you stood up, hired black trainers, hired anti-racism coaches to work against your own internalized racism and the internalized racism of your white employees? You know what the answer is? Never. Never. In opposite of that, you're the first person as the healthcare manager of any hospital whatsoever that has made videos like this to emphasize how your culture in the company is so diverse and is so colorful and is so culturally, multicultural or whatever, but you do not implement those things into your actual cultural policies. You do not implement those things when people are being racist. You do not sack them. You do not fire them. You do not send them away. You do not shame them. You, on the other hand, are like, I think we should not be saying this. There are a gazillion examples of blatant racism for people of color, black people and indigenous people in German hospitals. And I'm only focusing on hospitals because you cannot even begin to mention the racism in everyday shops, everyday streets, when you walk across the road, when you go and sit down in a bus, because it's everywhere. It's like a fucking pandemic in this country and you have done nothing to eradicate it. But once it's high time for videos like this, you are not racist. No. And no, I will not give somebody acknowledgement or praises for giving us breadcrumbs while eating the entire loaf of bread and then telling us to be grateful that there are crumbs left. Because that's exactly what you did. That's exactly everybody that was in charge of a video like this, that's what y'all did. Y'all went at the back room, ate the fucking loaf of bread, and then told us, hey, I got crumbs for you. That's what y'all did. You tokenize people that you think are not German enough to show the world how you're not racist, while in the same breath being openly racist. And if that was not the case, because I've seen a shitload of videos like this, why the fuck does the AFD have 20% and an equally racist party, the CDU, CSU, the Union, 28.56%, racking it up to 48.56%, making it almost half the population that was privileged enough to vote, that voted for right-wing parties that voted racism. Your videos don't do shit because you do not practice what you preach. You tokenize for your own good, for your own mental well-being, and to clap yourself on the shoulder, and when you go to bed, wank on yourself while telling the world how you are a white man and you are not racist, while being the definition of a right racist man. Shove those videos up your asses. They don't do shit.